This video is a reflection on Taylor Swift's song New Romantics from her album 1989, released October 27, 2014. I am Steve Studebaker. I teach theology at Multnomah University in Portland, Oregon. And a lot of the courses that I teach involve theology and culture, thinking about the relationship between theology and culture. And I'm interested in ways that we gain theological insight from culture, ways that we hear echoes of the Spirit in cultural production. Taylor Swift's New Romantics provides an excellent example of the gospel coming through a song by one of the most popular musical artists of our time. Now, I recommend listening to the song before watching this video if you're not familiar with it. Well, my kids are huge fans of Taylor Swift. They went to the Eras tour in Seattle in the summer of 2023. In fact, they were part of making or creating the earthquake at the Seattle Taylor Swift concert. It's just crazy. It's amazing. Like, there's so many people getting so excited, jumping and dancing around, that it literally caused an earthquake in the city of Seattle. Now, I never thought of myself as a Swiftie, but who knows? Maybe I'll become one. My son and daughter introduced me to a lot of contemporary music. Usually I'm more of a classic rock, 60s, 70s, some of the 80s rock and roll. But over the last couple of years, my daughter and son and I, we've done a lot of road tripping. And when we're doing that, I let them control the music in the car. They introduced me to music by The Weeknd, Lana Del Rey, Harry Styles, Casey Musgraves, Olivia Rodrigo, Young the Giant, The Smiths. I introduced them to Pink Floyd. My son likes Pink Floyd, my daughter not so much. At any rate, and they introduced me to the music of Taylor Swift. Now, I absolutely love this song, New Romantics. Well, why do I love it? Well, it sounds awesome. How can you not like the sound of that song? I think you have to work at not liking it. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It just has a terrific sound. The drum beat at the beginning of the chorus, I want to be able to play the drums so I can do that. I wish I could play the drums like that. The song, it makes me want to dance. But to spare you embarrassment, I will resist that urge. Or at least if I do break out in dancing, I will edit it out of the video. Well, why else do I like that song? Just beyond the fact that it just sounds great, and it's just a terrific sounding song. Well, I like this song because it's honest about human life. It is a song about defiance to adversity, and it has the gospel in it. Let's consider some of the lyrics in the song so I can illustrate what I mean. So she says, "We are all bored. We are all so tired of everything. We wait for trains that just aren't coming." These lyrics capture the malaise that takes over our lives at times. We get exhausted, not only with the banality of life out there, but also our own apathy. She says, "We show off our different scarlet letters. Trust me, mine is better." We have a tendency to indulge in self-pity. We get consumed in our own problems. And I don't mean to say that we don't have problems. We do. And sometimes it's appropriate to be down and out and struggling with them. She says, "We're so young, but we're on the road to ruin. We play dumb, but we know exactly what we're doing." We do that, right? We play along with ourselves, fool ourselves. "We need love, but all we want is danger. We team up, then switch sides like a record changer. The rumors are terrible and cruel, but honey, most of them are true." That illustrates the reality that we are often self-destructive. We are fickle. We behave badly. The song is honest about who and what we are. We are not angels. We are people who should do better, but often do not. And then The chorus is a masterful statement of defiance to people who seek to tear us down. Because, baby, I could build a castle out of all the bricks they threw at me. Baby, we're the new romantics. Heartbreak is the national anthem. We sing it proudly. We are too busy dancing to get knocked off our feet. I mean, that's the spirit we want to live by, is it not? I love that attitude. Throw bricks at me, I'll build a castle with them. It's a up yours attitude. And yes, folks, sometimes even among Christians, that is appropriate. And the chorus captures what our hearts crave. We crave relationships with people where we are safe. Every day is like a battle, but every night with us is like a dream. We go out in the world, it leaves us battered and bruised. But there is that person, those people who are our refuge. There is that person, those people who nurture our life. There is that person and those people who make us more than we could ever be alone. And that is central, fundamental to what our hearts desire. Although the song casts a vision of defiance to the difficulties and struggles of life, it recognizes that we overcome, that we build those castles, that we dance because of other people. So, the gospel. Really, Studebaker, is the gospel in Taylor Swift's song, New Romantics. I know you think I'm crazy. You're probably wondering, have you been out in the sun too long today? Well, I did go on a hike this morning and the sun was out, so it's quite possible that I was out in the sun too long. But go with me here, and I think you'll agree that there is the essence of the gospel in this song. So the question is, what is the gospel? Well, Taylor told us. The best people in life are free. That lyric, the best people in life are free, contains the essence of the gospel. How so? Well, consider the words of Jesus. He said, "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down his life or her life for his friends." Well, why is giving your life for your friends the greatest act of love? Because it is free. It is absolutely free. When you give your life for the other, there is no possibility of repayment. There is no possibility of getting something in return. The soldier who knowingly and willingly sacrifices their life for their comrades does so without possibility of receiving reward. And that is why it is the height of love, because there is no way of repayment, and it is done without expectation of repayment. Now, we live in a world that is often not like that. We live in a quid pro quo world. We live in a world in which you do this and I'll do that, right? I do this for you and then you do that for me. You do well for your boss because you want a raise, you want a promotion. And that's not wrong. We want to live in a world where people who are effective, who are competent, get promoted and succeed. We don't want to live in a world where incompetent bunglers get promotions and salary increases. But in our relationships with people, in our friendships, in our romantic partners, we do not want to live by a utilitarian and quid pro quo calculus. We don't want people to love us because we do something for them, because they get something for us or from us. And this is central to what the gospel is. God is free. God did not say to me when I was a teenager, "Studebaker, I'll love you if you do X, Y, and Z for me." God did not say, "Studebaker, I'll love you if you get your life together. If you clean up your act, then I'll love you." No, God did not say that to me. In fact, God loved me when my act was a mess. He loved me when I was a drug-addled teenager, when I was smoking pot, drinking, freebasing cocaine, when I was on acid and hallucinogenic mushrooms. How did he love me? Through some guys named Mike, Doug, and Dan, who were Christians I worked with at a furniture company. They offered me their friendship without expectation for something back from me. The best people in life are free. Sharing our lives with others does not always happen in heroic gestures, like a soldier throwing themselves on a grenade. In the early morning of October 30th, 2021, my wife Sheila passed away from late-stage cancer. As I stood next to the bed where my wife lay, sobbing and unable to move away from her, a Muslim nurse walked into the room. She came up to me, she put her arms around me, and she hugged me. I don't remember what she said in my ear that early morning, but in that place of unbearable grief, I experienced another human being, unbidden, freely give herself to me in an act of compassion and love. The best people in life are free. Now, that hug did not make everything better, but for a brief moment, her act of kindness broke through the numbing abyss of pain and grief. I don't know her name, and I never saw her again, but she gave herself freely to me in that moment in an act of grace. She asked for nothing in return, and if I sought to, how could I repay such an act of kindness? It would be impossible. It was one of the most beautiful things that another human being has ever done for me. With that hug, she said, as the lyrics in the song say, "Come on, come along with me." The best people in life are free. Over the past couple of years, I've had family members and friends, new and old, do the same. Not always with hugs, but in other ways, they gave their lives to me. They've spent time with me when I was not easy to be around. They were patient with me when I was filled with rage, when I was despairing. Their presence in my life helped me pass through that valley of death, that valley of darkness and despair, and to wake up to the possibility of hope. They helped me to find a way to cherish my life with Sheila and to find a way to believe in a good future, to believe that the valley of the shadow of death will open up to a world of light and goodness again. They made it possible for me to pass through that darkness, that grief, and begin to embrace life again. Being here today, sharing this message with you, is because these people gave their lives freely to me. The best people in life are free. Let's go be those people.